Hi everyone, my name is Lynn Walden, and for those of you who aren't familiar with me, I am working with a deck of cards called the Intuitive Insight Oracle cards that are a deck I've created. And within that deck there are 3 packs. One is a contemplation card that you're asked to reflect on. One is an attitude card that you're asked to embody as an energy, and the other one is an activity that brings the two together. Now, while this deck can be used for many different things, including psychic readings, etc., they were originally designed to be a self-awareness tool for people to be able to use as deeply or as loosely as they want to. So what I decided to do is present a self-awareness activity or an experiment at the beginning of every week, and then debrief at the end of the week so that people who don't actually have the cards can play along and use the awareness activities without having to purchase the deck. So of course this is general, and if you were doing it for yourself at home, or if I were doing it specifically for you, it would be tailored to what would be really appropriate specifically for you in terms of what would be relevant for self-awareness at that period of time. However, it's still, I feel, appropriate as a general exercise for anybody who wants to start just being curious and observing themselves in a slightly more playful way. It's so much easier to be aware when you are focusing around something specific. So, the cards for this week, I've probably gone on a bit long, but if you don't know what you're dealing with, why would you stick around anyway? So, your contemplation card is abandonment. I'm going to read it to you and then I'm going to show it to you. Abandonment isn't just the experience of being left. It carries with it a much deeper sense of desertion, of being left vulnerable without the support or tools we need in order to survive, either emotionally or physically. In case you want to take a screenshot, there it is. So, how does abandonment play into your life? Have you been abandoned? Has it been something you've been accused of doing? And I think it's particularly important to look at it in terms of, does something jump off the card as I say it to you? Does it sound ridiculous to you? Or do you find yourself kind of softening into going, oh yeah? So the idea is this may show up in your life as a theme in this week coming. It may not be specifically in relation to you. It may be something that you notice playing out in people around you. It may be something that you notice coming up in movies or social media or things of that nature. But look for the nuances of abandonment, or just be aware if they come up. It's not something that you're meant to really sit and do a deep meditation on. It's just there to notice and see how it floats through your week. And it may float through your week in terms of you suddenly defining periods of time where you felt abandoned but hadn't actually named it that. So just, review that card. You've got the picture of it. Review that and see what you think. Now, the energy you're being asked to engage in as much as possible this week is humor. Humor in its highest form is kindly, not sarcastic. It has a generous quality, able to see absurdities, incongruities, and paradoxes with a light heart, ready to find mirth and fun in them. Because it's gentle, it helps us to see the truth behind things that might otherwise create defensiveness. Look for the humor in all situations. Take a light attitude towards everything you see today, especially if it's contentious. Okay. Now, the idea about the attitude card is the attitude that we have is going to affect how we perceive things, but it's also creating an energy that is going to stimulate chemicals in our body in one direction or another. So what you're being asked to do is to really deliberately bring in humor. Humor has an energy that is going to affect you. And so wherever you can choose to see things in a humorous way, wherever you can choose to kind of look at the world as this comedy that's playing out in front of you, however absurd it might be, that is going to affect your energy, and actually it's going to bring you into a higher vibration. Remember, humor in its highest form is kindly, right? There's a lot of nasty humor out there too. You don't need that. That's not what we're looking for this week. We're looking for the kind of humor that's uplifting, okay? And that, you know when you're laughing. You know what it feels like when you're laughing. You know what it feels like when you're being entertained in a way where you find something humorous. So bring the quality of that feeling into your body as much as possible, even if you don't find something humorous to laugh at. You've had a memory of it. Bring that back and let that energy be around you and in you as much as possible, okay? Now, the third card is the awareness activity that you're being asked to apply in this week while maintaining the attitude of humor. I really like today, whenever you're tempted to tell someone what's wrong with them, who you wish they were instead, or who they should be, tell them instead how much you like and appreciate the qualities you'd privately hope to see more of. Don't demand or criticize. Don't even mention that you'd like more of it, because that implies they're not enough. Make sure that you really let yourself genuinely feel the appreciation of the events or qualities you mention. So, there you go. So this is actually really interesting, because asking you to do that within a context of maintaining good humor, that really gets you to be able to look at things you don't like in people, and focus instead on the things that you really do like, and not maybe take the things that you don't like quite so seriously. See humor in them too if you can. And sometimes, of course, you can't. However, that's part of the learning. You get to look at this and just see how you interact with these concepts and how they play out. How easy is it for you to do that? How easily can you move into an energy of humor? How easily can you apply it? Do you remember to do these things? And all this might really do is it might just show you the number of times that you find yourself wanting to tell somebody who they should be and who you want them to be, and checking in with whether or not you need to do that, and whether or not you address it at all, as the card suggests, or whether or not you just continue to try to find humor in it, or leave the situation and find humor somewhere else. That's also a possibility. While you're doing that, while you're experimenting with however this shows up for you, because it's not black and white, even though it's written down, you're going to experience this unique to your personality and to your situations. So the way you choose to engage is obviously going to be very specific to you. But what you are also being asked to do, again, is as you do those two things, to just notice where the idea of abandonment comes up for you, or around you, in the world around you. And that is the self-awareness experiment for the week of December 9th. I hope you enjoy it. I'll be back with a debrief, so you can keep an eye out if you want to know more about my cards, my beautiful cards. Intuitive Insight Oracle cards, you can go to lynwalden.com, my website. You can purchase them there, but you can also read tons of different exercises that have extensions way beyond the cards to support you in being more self-aware, being more grounded. That's all free. And if you are interested in the cards, there's great explanations of the energetic principles behind them, why they've been created the way they've been created, if you're interested in checking them out. I'm also told I have to keep reminding people, if you do find this interesting, it would be really nice if you would subscribe and click like, because that really helps the channel gain traction and help me reach more people. So I wish you a good week and good luck, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.